There's a fire inside the old forge that has burned for 50 years, through the summer heat and winter cold, through laughter and through tears. I learned to swing a hammer from a man with hands like mine. He said, son, the strongest things in life are shaped one strike at a time. I've made shoes for working horses that carried men across the land. I've repaired the tools of farmers with these two old weathered hands. Every spark that flew around me seemed to light another day, and every piece of iron I shaped had a story on its way. There's a fire in the old forge and a hammer in my hand. I spend my life shaping iron for the people of this land. You can bend what seems unbreakable if you know just when to wait. There's a fire in the old forge, and it's never too late. A young farmer brought his father's plow that had been rusting by the barn. He said, my daddy used this thing before the war had ever started. I cleaned the rust and fixed the blade and sent him on his way. He said my father would be proud, and I knew just what he'd say. There's a fire in the old forge and a hammer in my hand. I spend my life shaping iron for the people of this land. You can bend what seems unbreakable if you know just when to wait. There's a fire in the old forge, and it's never too late. A man can be like iron, hard from all the years he's known, but with enough heat and patience, even iron can be shaped again. There's a fire in the old forge, though my hands are growing slow, and the young men now use machines that I will never know. But somewhere down the road ahead, a hammer may still ring, and another man may learn to shape the strength inside a thing. The fire burns, the hammer rings, and every spark still means something. father planted these old apple trees before I could recall. He said, son, give them time and sunshine, and they'll outlive us all. I learned to read the changing seasons by the color of the leaves, and every autumn brought us back to the work that we believed. I've watched the children pick the apples from the branches down below, then bring their own children years later to the same old rows. The wooden barn has weathered storms, the farmhouse roof has changed, but the trees my father planted still stand just the same. The trees my father planted still reach toward the sky. Their roots run deep beneath this ground. Though many years have passed us by, every branch holds a memory, every leaf knows where we've been. The trees my father planted keep growing through it all again. There was a girl who met her sweetheart beneath the oldest tree. They carved their names into the bark, just like young hearts used to be. I saw them come back many years later with silver in their hair. They stood beneath that same old tree and found their younger selves still there. The trees my father planted still reach toward the sky. Their roots run deep beneath this ground. Though many years have passed us by, every branch holds a memory, every leaf knows where we've been. The trees my father planted keep growing through it all again. You don't have to live forever to leave something that will grow. Just plant a little hope today and let tomorrow know. The trees my father planted will outlive this old man's name. When I'm gone, their autumn branches will still turn apples fall, but the roots remember it all. There's an old bell in the steeple that has called this town to prayer. Through the winter snow and summer rain, it has echoed through the air. I learned to pull the road each Sunday when my hands were young and strong. Now the years have changed the people, but the bell keeps ringing on. It rang for young couples marrying, with their families gathered near. It rang for those who left us and brought a town together through tears. I've heard it call the children on a bright Sunday morning day, and watch the whole town slowly gather when the old bell found its way. When the bell rings over town, everybody knows the sound. It has carried joy and sorrow through the years that come around. You can close your doors and windows, but its voice still travels on. When the bell rings over town, you know you're never truly alone. There was a boy who used to climb up just to watch me pull the rope. He said one day I'll ring that bell, and I smiled at all his hope. Now that boy is grown and married, with a child of his own, and he brings him every Sunday to hear the sound he's always known. When the bell rings over town, everybody knows the sound. It has carried joy and sorrow through the years that come around. You can close your doors and windows, but its voice still travels on. When the bell rings over you know you're never truly alone. Some sounds become a part of you and never really fade, like a mother's voice, a country song, or the promises we made. When the bell rings over town, one day I won't be around, but another hand will pull that rope and send the sound around. And the people will keep gathering, just like they have all along. When the bell rings over town, my memory will be singing in the song. The bell rings on, the years roll by, one sound remains beneath the sky.
My father planted these old apple trees before I could recall. He said, son, give them time and sunshine, and they'll outlive us all. I learned to read the changing seasons by the color of the leaves, and every autumn brought us back to the work that we believed. I've watched the children pick the apples from the branches down below, then bring their own children years later to the same old rows. The wooden barn has weathered storms, the farmhouse roof has changed, but the trees my father planted still stand just the same. The trees my father planted still reach toward the sky. Their roots run beneath this ground, though many years have passed us by. Every branch holds a memory, every leaf knows where we've been. The trees my father planted keep growing through it all again. There was a girl who met her sweetheart beneath the oldest tree. They carved their names into the bark, just like young hearts used to be. I saw them come back many years later with silver in their hair. They stood beneath that same old tree and found their younger selves still there. The trees my father planted still reach toward the sky. Their roots run deep beneath this ground. Though many years have passed us by, every branch holds a memory. Every leaf knows where we've been. The trees my father planted keep growing through it all again. You don't have to live forever to leave something that will grow. Just plant a little hope today and let tomorrow know. The trees my father planted will outlive this old man's name. When I'm gone, their autumn branches will still turn red and gold again. And some young boy may walk these roads with an apple in his hand, never knowing who first planted them, but knowing why they stand. The seasons change, the apples fall, but the roots remember it all.
There's an old stone mill beside the river where the water never sleeps, and the wheel turns round each morning while the valley slowly wakes. My father taught me how to listen to the rhythm of the grain. He said a man who works with honest hands will never work in vain. I've ground the wheat of generations for the farmers of this land. Every sack that passed through these old doors was carried by a working hand. I've watched the children grow to farmers, then bring their own sons here. The mill has heard 1,000 stories through every passing year. The mill by the river keeps turning round and round, grinding more than grain between. It's old and weathered walls. Time may change the people, and the world may move along, but the mill by the river still keeps singing its old song. There was a farmer named Old Charlie who came here every fall. He'd sit beside the wooden doorway and talk about it all. He said the world keeps getting faster, but this river knows the way. It keeps moving without hurry, and still arrives each day. The mill by the river keeps turning round and round, grinding more than grain between. It's old and weathered walls. Time may change the people, and the world may move along, but the mill by the river still keeps singing its old song. A man's life is like a river. It keeps moving while it can, and the things we leave behind us are the marks upon the land. The mill by the river will turn when I am gone. Another hand will feed the grain and keep the old wheel on. And if you hear its wooden song when evening settles down, you'll know the river and the mill still remember this old town. The river flows, the wheel turns on, and the old mill keeps singing its song. There's an old bell in the steeple that has called this town to prayer. Through the winter snow and summer rain, it has echoed through the air.
I learned to pull the rope each Sunday when my hands were young and strong. Now the years have changed the people, but the bell keeps ringing on. It rang for young couples marrying, with their families gathered near. It rang for those who left us and brought a town together through tears. I've heard it call the children on a bright Sunday morning day, and watch the whole town slowly gather when the old bell found its way. When the bell rings over town, everybody knows the sound. It has carried joy and sorrow through the years that come around. You can close your doors and windows, but its voice still travels on. When the bell rings over town, you know you're never truly alone. There was a boy who used to climb up just to watch me pull the rope. He said, one day I'll ring that bell, and I smiled at all his hope. Now that boy is grown and married with a child of his own, and he brings him every Sunday to hear the sound he's always known. When the bell rings over town, everybody knows the sound. It has carried joy and sorrow through the years that come around. You can close your doors and windows, but its voice still travels on. When the bell rings over town, you know you're never truly alone. Some sounds become a part of you and never really fade, like a mother's voice, a country song, or the promises we made. When the bell rings over town, one day I won't be around, but another hand will pull that rope and send the sound around. And the people will just like they have all along. When the bell rings over town, my memory will be singing in the song. The bell rings on, the years roll by, one sound remains beneath the sky.
Every morning through the iron gate, I walk beneath the trees, with an old rake in my right hand and the morning on my sleeves. I know every stone and pathway, every name beneath the sun. Some have rested here for ages, some have only just begun. I trim the grass around the markers, place the flowers where they belong. Sometimes I hear a family singing an old familiar song. I've watched young children visit, holding flowers in their hands, and learned that grief can start so early, before a child can understand. Where the wildflowers grow, the memories remain, through the summer sun and winter snow, through the sunshine and the rain. Every name beneath the stone was once somebody's world, where the wildflowers grow. No one is ever truly gone. There was a woman who came every Sunday to a stone beneath an oak. She never said a word to me, but I knew the man she spoke of. One day she brought a little boy who looked just like his face, and I watched her tell the story of a love time couldn't erase. Where the wildflowers grow, the memories remain, through the summer sun and winter snow, through the sunshine and the rain. Every name beneath the stone was one
by the years that he survives, but by the love that keeps on growing. After he has said goodbye, where the wildflowers grow, someday I'll rest there too. And maybe someone walking by will stop and think of you. The same wind will move the branches, the same birds will sing above, where the wildflowers grow. Life leaves behind its love. The flowers bloom, the seasons turn, and every heart leaves something learned. There's a fire inside the old forge that has burned for 50 years, through the summer heat and winter cold, through laughter and through tears. I learned to swing a hammer from a man with hands like mine. He said, son, the strongest things in life are shaped one strike at a time. I've made shoes for working horses that carried men across the land. I've repaired the tools of farmers with these two old weathered hands. Every spark that flew around me seemed to light another day, and every piece of iron I shaped had a story on its way. There's a fire in the old forge and a hammer in my hand. I spend my life shaping iron for the people of this land. You can bend what seems unbreakable if you know just when to wait. There's a fire in the old forge, and it's never too late. A young farmer brought his father's plow that had been rusting by the barn. He said, my daddy used this thing before the war had ever started. I cleaned the rust and fixed the blade and sent him on his way. He said my father would be proud, and I knew just what he'd say. There's a fire in the old forge and a hammer in my hand. I spend my life shaping iron for the people
unbreakable if you know just when to wait. There's a fire in the old forge, and it's never too late. A man can be like iron, hard from all the years he's known, but with enough heat and patience, even iron can be shaped again. There's a fire in the old forge, though my hands are growing slow, and the young men now use machines that I will never know. But somewhere down the road ahead, a hammer may still ring, and another man may learn to shape the strength inside a thing. The fire burns, the hammer rings, and every spark still means something.
My father planted these old apple trees before I could recall. He said, son, give them time and sunshine, and they'll outlive us all. I learned to read the changing seasons by the color of the leaves, and every autumn brought us back to the work that we believed. I've watched the children pick the apples from the branches down below, then bring their own children years later to the same old rows. The wooden barn has weathered storms, the farmhouse roof has changed, but the trees my father planted still stand just the same. The trees my father planted still reach toward the sky. Their roots run deep beneath this ground. Though many years have passed us by, every branch holds a memory, every leaf knows where we've been. The trees my father planted keep growing through it all again. There was a girl who met her sweetheart beneath the oldest tree. They carved their names into the bark, just like young hearts used to be.
I saw them come back many years later with silver in their hair. They stood beneath that same old tree and found their younger selves still there. The trees my father planted still reach toward the sky. Their roots run deep beneath this ground. Though many years have passed us by, every branch holds a memory. Every leaf knows where we've been. The trees my father planted keep growing through it all again. You don't have to live forever to leave something that will grow. Just plant a little hope today and let tomorrow know. The trees my father planted will outlive this old man's name. When I'm gone, their autumn branches will still turn red and gold again. And some young boy may walk these roads with an apple in his hand, never knowing who first planted them, but knowing why they stand. The seasons change, the apples fall, but the roots remember it all. There's an old bell in the steeple that has called this town to prayer. Through the winter snow and summer rain, it has echoed through the air. I learned to pull the road each Sunday when my hands were young and strong. Now the years have changed the people, but the bell keeps ringing on. It rang for young couples marrying, with their families gathered near. It rang for those who left us and brought a town together through tears. I've heard it call the children on a bright Sunday morning day, and watch the whole town slowly gather when the old bell found its way. When the bell rings over town, everybody knows but its voice still travels on. When the bell rings over town, you know you're never truly alone. There was a boy who used to climb up just to watch me pull the rope. He said one day I'll ring that bell, and I smiled at all his hope. Now that boy is grown and married, with a child of his own, and he brings him every Sunday to hear the sound he's always known. When the bell rings over town, everybody knows the sound. It has carried joy and sorrow through the years that come around. You can close your doors and windows, but its voice still travels on. When the bell rings over town, you know you're never truly alone. Some sounds become a part of you and never really fade, like a mother's voice, a country song, or the promises we made. When the bell rings over town, one day I won't be around, but another hand will pull that rope and send the sound around. And the people will keep gathering, just like they have all along. When the bell rings over town, my memory will be singing in the song. The bell rings on, the years roll by, one sound remains beneath the sky.
My father planted these old apple trees before I could recall. He said, son, give them time and sunshine, and they'll outlive us all. I learned to read the changing seasons by the color of the leaves, and every autumn brought us back to the work that we believed. I've watched the children pick the apples from the branches down below,
then bring their own children years later to the same old rows. The wooden barn has weathered storms, the farmhouse roof has changed, but the trees my father planted still stand just the same. The trees my father planted still reach toward the sky. Their roots run deep beneath this ground, though many years have passed us by. Every branch holds a memory, every leaf knows where we've been. The trees my father planted keep growing through it all again. There was a girl who met her sweetheart beneath the oldest tree. They carved their names into the bark, just like young hearts used to be. I saw them come back many years later with silver in their hair. They stood beneath that same old tree and found their younger selves still there. The trees my father planted still reach toward the sky. Their roots run deep beneath this ground, though many years have passed us by. Every branch holds a memory, every leaf knows where we've been. The trees my father planted keep growing through it all again. You don't have to live forever to leave something that will grow. Just plant a little hope today and let tomorrow know. The trees my father planted will outlive this old man's name. When I'm gone, their autumn branches will still turn red and gold again. And some young boy may walk these roads with an apple in his hand, never knowing who first planted them, but knowing why they stand. The seasons change, the apples fall, but the roots remember it all. There's an old stone mill beside the river where the water never sleeps, and the wheel turns round each morning while the valley slowly wakes. My father taught me how to listen to the rhythm of the grain. He said a man who works with honest hands will never work in vain. I've ground the wheat of generations for the farmers of this land. Every sack that passed through these old doors was carried by a working hand. I've watched the children grow to farmers, then bring their own sons here. The mill has heard 1,000 stories through every passing year. The mill by the river keeps turning round and round, grinding more than grain between. It's old and weathered walls. Time may change the people, and the world may move along, but the mill by the river still keeps singing its old song. There was a farmer named Old Charlie who came here every fall. He'd sit beside the wooden doorway and talk about it all. He said the world keeps getting faster, but this river knows the way. It keeps moving without hurry, and still arrives each day. The mill by the river keeps turning round and round, grinding more than grain between. It's old and weathered walls. Time may change the people, and the world may move along, but the mill by the river still keeps singing its old song. A man's life is like a river. It keeps moving while it can, and the things we leave behind us are the marks upon the land. The mill by the river will turn when I am gone. you'll know the river and the mill. Still remember this old town. The river flows, the wheel turns on, and the old mill keeps singing its song. There's an old bell in the steeple that has called this town to prayer. Through the winter snow and summer rain, it has echoed through the air. I learned to pull the rope each Sunday when my hands were young and strong. Now the years have changed the people, but the bell keeps ringing on. It rang for young couples marrying, with their families gathered near. It rang for those who left us and brought a town together through tears. I've heard it call the children on a bright Sunday morning day, and watch the whole town slowly gather when the old bell found its way. When the bell rings over town, everybody knows the sound. It has carried joy and sorrow through the years that come around. You can close your doors and windows, but its voice still travels on. When the bell rings over town, you know you're never truly alone. There was a boy who used to climb up just to watch me pull the rope. He said, one day I'll ring that bell, and I smiled at all his hope. Now that boy is grown and married with a child of his own, and he brings him every Sunday to hear the sound he's always known. When the bell rings over town, everybody knows the sound. It has carried joy and sorrow through the years that come around.
when the bell rings over town. You know you're never truly alone. Some sounds become a part of you and never really fade, like a mother's voice, a country song, or the promises we made. When the bell rings over town, one day I won't be around, but another hand will pull that rope and send the sound around. And the people will keep gathering, just like they have all along. When the bell rings over town, my memory will be singing in the song. The bell rings on, the years roll by, one sound remains beneath the sky.
Every morning through the iron gate, I walk beneath the trees, with an old rake in my right hand, and the morning on my sleeves. I know every stone and pathway, every name beneath the sun. Some have rested here for ages, some have only just begun. I trim the grass around the markers, place the flowers where they belong. Sometimes I hear a family singing an old familiar song. I've watched young children visit, holding flowers in their hands, and learned that grief can start so early, before a child can understand. Where the wildflowers grow, the memories remain, through the summer sun and winter snow, through the sunshine and the rain. Every name beneath the stone was once somebody's world, where the wildflowers grow. No one is ever truly gone. There was a woman who came every Sunday to a stone beneath an oak. She never said a word to me, I knew the man she spoke of. One day she brought a little boy who looked just like his face, and I watched her tell the story of a love time couldn't erase. Where the wildflowers grow, the memories remain. Through the summer sun and winter snow, through the sunshine and the rain, every name beneath the stone was once somebody's world. Where the wildflowers grow, no one is ever truly gone. A man's life isn't measured by the years that he survives, but by the love that keeps on growing. After he has said goodbye, where the wildflowers grow, someday I'll rest there too. Maybe someone walking by will stop and think of you. The same wind will move the branches, the same birds will sing above. Where the wildflowers grow, life leaves behind its love. The flowers bloom, the seasons turn, and every heart leaves something learned.